Hey guys, it's MugenLord here, and today I'm back with a new tutorial, and this time I'm going to teach you guys how to install Phantasy Star Online 2 English patch, so you guys will be able to play online with Phantasy Star. So let us begin. We have to go to Google, and the first thing we have to do is we have to type in Arcs Lair. When you type that in, we have to go to this page right here, the Arcs Lair page. Now, pretty much what the Arcs Lair page take us to, they have this application called Tweaker, and what Tweaker does is it pretty much install all the English patches and everything necessary for you guys to be able to play Phantasy Star Online 2 online. So let's begin. So on this page, we have to go to the Tweaker. You click on the Tweaker button right here, and it's going to take you to the PSO2 Tweaker download page. So when you go here, just follow the instructions. It's very simple. This thing goes very in depth on what you need to do to get this thing started and up and running. So we're going to need to download the PSO2 Tweaker. So you hit this Tweaker button right here, which I already downloaded already. You hit save to whatever folder that you want to save it in. Next, you're going to need the .NET framework. Now, some people already have this already installed in the computer through updates, but people who, for those who doesn't, or those who are not sure, just download it anyway. And they provide the link right here where it says the word here. You click on it, and it pretty much asks you where you want to save it, and you hit save. So next we're going to go to is the English installer button. You click on the English installer button, and this page will appear. It says PSO2 English installation. Now all you have to do, just like the previous page, all you have to do is just read the instructions. It goes through everything thoroughly. So what you're going to need to do is first you have to download the Japanese client. Now, to keep in mind that this file is 27 gigs. It's just that big. Just put it that way. So if you don't have the space, then you have to make some room, or you just forget about downloading this and installing it all together. So what you need to do is you have to click on this link where it says you can grab the setup file here. You click this, and what happened is it's going to give you the PSO2 episode 3 Japanese setup. You will have to save it. It's a torrent file. You save it, and then you have a torrent program like uTorrent or BitTorrent or whatever torrent program that you have. You use that, and you pretty much download the file there, and then you have to install it. So the next step you're going to need is DirectX. You need DirectX in order to play this game. If you don't have DirectX, I don't know how you made it this far without DirectX. But if you don't have it, you click on here, on this link that says here. When you click on this, it gives you the setup files for the DirectX. You hit save. You save it into whatever folder that you have everything. The best thing to do is to organize all your work. You save all your PSO resources that you need in order to play this game, and save it into one folder so you won't get confused. Now, the next thing you need to do is make sure that your computer is even strong enough to be able to play this game. You can download the Phantasy Star Online 2 benchmark test, which you can go on Google and type that in, or you can test out the links you have here for the CPU benchmarks and the link down here. Alright, so next what you need to do is you have to sign up. You have to sign up with for a Sega ID. Then a Sega ID, you click on the link, and it takes you to this page. It shows you how to get started, and it tells you all the things that you need in order to get started with this. So what you need to do is you have to go to the Sega registration page. When you go to the Sega registration page, you click on the link, it takes you straight there, and this page will come up. Now what you need to do is, you notice everything is in Japanese. Now if you're using Google Chrome, which I'm using, there's a automatic right here translation button which you can click on in the corner near the URL box, and you hit translate. When you hit translate, it translates majority of the stuff for you, except for the pictures, which you don't really need to really understand, because it pretty much tells you what you need to do right here in the instructions. You input your email address, which I've already done. Once you input your email address, you're going to get a page that looks like this. It's pretty much telling you that, because you have to translate it first too, it's pretty much telling you that your email has been sent. Now the thing I need to tell you guys, that Hotmail doesn't work for this. So if you have Hotmail, you might have to forget about it. For some reason, if you have AOL, which I don't know why people has that as an internet I guess service thing, but some do, AOL doesn't work either. You would need to use either Gmail or Yahoo. So in my case, I'm using Gmail. So you check your Gmail, and they give you a link right here. You click on it, and you click on the first thing that appears. Now, some people might have a translation thing, which I do, and it translates it for you. You click on this link. Once you click on this link, it pretty much tells you that your email address has been activated. Once that happens, it takes you straight to the link, and this will appear right here. Now, when this page appears, you translate it, and you pretty much make a Sega ID. Now, keep in mind, your Sega ID is very important because you need your Sega ID in order to install in order for you to log into the game. My fault. Apologize for that. Yeah, you need your Sega ID in order to log into the game. Now, the thing is, you must keep this in mind and make it and come up with something easy for you to remember. If you can't remember it, write it down somewhere, or put it in your notepad on your computer and save it and lock it away. You need this. This is very important in order to log into the game. Now, you come up with your Sega ID and you hit check availability. If it comes up yellow, that means the ID is pretty much available for you to use. Then you come up with a password, make it simple, something you can remember, and then you do the birth date, put your birth date, and you come up with then you have a question, put your question and your answer, and if you want to subscribe to Sega newsletter, you can, but in my case, I don't. Now, this is the hard part. This is the part that's very, very important. I think this is the most annoyingest part, and I think this is the part that really confuses a lot of people, because in order to progress through the rest of this tutorial and the installation of this game, you have to get past this part. This is the capture balls. Now, if you pay attention to the links that I provided in the description below, I gave you guys the Hiragana Japanese virtual keyboard. This is where it comes important, because what happened is, in the capture balls, you have to put it in these pictures right here. You have to put these Japanese characters in, and you put it in the box in order for you to pass the security part. Now, the thing is, what you need to do is you have to bring up your Hiragana link, and you have to look at the picture here, and you have to find the characters. Now, keep in mind, you must keep in mind that the characters in this box is exaggerated, so it may not look like the characters in this in the Hiragana Japanese keyboard. So you really want to fight and figure it out what is what. So you might sit here all day, but luckily in my case, for some reason, my Google Chrome had a keyboard attached to this, so they would use the keyboard that was provided, so it made things a little bit easier, and I was able to get it done in one try. But since I'm doing the tutorial, I have to do it again in order to show you guys how it's supposed to be done. So you use the keyboard, you type in the letters, and then what you do is you highlight the letters, you copy it, and then what you do is you paste the letters into the box. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get past this part and then continue the tutorial on to the next step. Okay guys, now I'm back. I finally passed the whole capture balls segment of this tutorial. So after you finally get all the Japanese characters right and correct, this page will come up, and it's pretty much asking you, is everything okay before you proceed. Then you hit this button right here, yes, the button on the right. So wait for this to load. Okay, so next what I'm going to do is translate this so I can see what's going on here. Okay, then now it's going to ask you to service use registration. You hit yes, I do service use registration. So you hit that button and you have to wait till it loads here. Okay, so if you don't know what any of this is, again, just hit translate, and if you watch the tutorial, you don't have to worry about hitting translate because everything is here. We want to register and use this ID for Phantasy Star Online 2. You hit service use registration for Phantasy Star Online 2. You hit that. So now it's loading again. Alright, the next part comes up, and we're going to translate the page again, and we hit to click, and yes, you agree to the terms of the service. So you hit yes, I signed up and I accept the terms. Okay, and then it takes you to this page, and it asks you to proceed to the PSO2 player site. Now you don't have to do nothing after that. You're done. You're done this now. You're completely done. So you can just close this out. So now we're finished the registration. Now you have the Sega ID and everything. Now the next part is the tweaker itself. This step is easy, so you don't have to worry too much about that. So pretty much what's going to happen is, once you open the tweaker is going to ask you Is this your first time using a tweaker or installing a tweaker? You hit yes. Once you hit yes, what it does is it installs all the necessary files that you need to use in order to play this game. And that's the cool thing about the tweaker. The tweaker is going to install the English patches. It's going to get all the Phantasy Star updates for you, everything. Now, this is what you must keep in mind. Once you hit yes, this is a 27 gig file. So once you hit yes, it's going to pretty much take a few hours to install all the files that it needs, depending on your internet connection, because it needs to use the internet in order for you to install these files. Now, depending on your internet connection, it's 27 gigs. So it may take people, for some people it may take 5 hours, some people may take 15 hours, some people may take a whole 24 hours to install, depending on your internet connection and how fast your internet connection speed is. So if you got dial up, you might forget it. If you got a low-end DSL connection, then it's going to take hours for this thing to install. Now, another thing is, it's going to ask you to select a folder that you want to install your PSO bin file. Now, the thing is, after the tweaker installs your Phantasy Star Online 2 files, it's going to make a Phantasy Star Online 2 folder, which is located to wherever you install it at, most likely your programs folder. Once you find your Sega folder, you click on your Phantasy Star Online 2 folder, and then you look for your PSO bin folder. You save it there. You save your settings and everything there. So every time your tweaker updates and it puts your English patches, that's where all your files will go. Keep that in mind. Okay, so the next step is we're going to open up the tweaker. Here's now up here. Now, the thing is, my tweaker has everything pretty much downloaded. Oh, mine says I have a new large file up there that's available. So I'll just hit yes and just talk to you guys while this thing is downloading. Okay, so now the next step is, after everything, after it finished downloading your entire Phantasy Star Online 2 folder and installed the main files, what you need to do next is, the next step is we have to install the patches, your English patches. In order to do that, you have a yellow button right here. You see this big circle yellow button? You click on it. Once you click on it, all these files will show up. Everything will show up. Now, one second, my large files is coming up. There we go. It's all done. All right, so back to what I was saying. So you click on the yellow button and you go to install patches. Now, I installed everything already, so I'm not gonna go through this, but I'm gonna show you guys. It's very simple. Everything is laid out. Once you go over here, you hit English patch. It's going to install the English patch. Once you install the English patch, the bar, you see the bar scroll and is installing all the files. Now, another thing I need to tell you guys is sometimes the thing, your tweaker may freeze and the install may stop. That depends on your internet connection, or sometimes the tweaker just locks up. And so what happened is, when that happened, all you do is right click on the bar itself and hit restart download. When you hit restart download, it pretty much catches you back up to the point where it stopped at, and then it goes ahead. So let's go back. So once you finish the English patch, you go into the MugenLord files. You click that and it's going to install that. And then the last one that you need to install is the English story patch new method. Don't worry about the old method, because since you're downloading now, tweaker has updated. So this new method is the required is the normal or required method for you to use in order to install the English story patch. So you click this one, click the English story patch, a black screen will show up and it will install all the necessary files that you need. Now, we have one more thing that we need to do before we start, and that is we have to install the proxy. Now, the thing is, in order for us to play this game, in order for us to bypass pretty much what the Japanese Sega had did and stop, a lot of outsiders from entering the game, you have to download a proxy. Now, what you need to do is you will have to go to this website, which I already have for you guys in the link in the description below. It's called pso2proxy.cyberkitsune.net. So you pretty much come here and you come here, and what you need to do is you click this link. I am blocked from PS02 and just want to play. You click this. Now it's going to ask you a question. It's going to ask you, do you agree to all these terms? You hit yes. Once you hit yes, it asks you, do you use PSO tweaker? Yes. Now if you say no, I don't know why you're saying no, but obviously you're using tweaker, so you hit yes. And what you need to do is, which is very, very important, this highlight right here, you need to copy this. This is the proxy address. You copy it by highlighting it, right click and hit copy. You bring the tweaker back up, you go back to the big circle, and what we need to do is you go to other task, and then what you do is you hit configure PSO2 proxy server settings, and then you take this and you copy the proxy link, and you hit OK. So at the bottom it's going to tell you that okay, you're able to connect to the PSO2 proxy public network, and that's it. You're done. If you installed all the patches that was required in the right order, and you got the updates and everything that you need, next step that you do in order to test and see if everything works, it's very simple. You close the tweaker out, and then you reopen it, and then you launch the PSO2 game. And let's go to the last and final step. The NVIDIA screen come up, or the Sega screen will come up. You can click through all this by clicking on the screen. If the screen goes black and nothing shows up, don't get nervous. Just keep clicking the mouse, because sometimes it doesn't activate unless you click the mouse until something shows up. So okay, here's the Phantasy Star Online 2 screen. Right here we want to press the enter key. So we want to press enter. Alright, so to make sure that everything is working right, you have when you look at the Phantasy Star Online 2 terms of use, don't panic when you see nothing but Japanese words right here in the description box. That's supposed to be Japanese. The thing you should be nervous about is if you see the buttons in Japanese. That means you didn't install the Japanese, or you didn't install the English patch correctly. So that means you have to exit out of the game, go back into the tweaker, and install the English patch, the large file patch, and then the English story patch. Once that happens, you go back into the game, and the words in the buttons supposed to be in English, like agree to terms, view terms, and disagree. So you're gonna hit agree to terms. Where it says log in, get your Sega ID, remember what I told you to keep your Sega ID in mind. Now the thing is, you see where it says your ships? These ships represents the servers. Now most English players can be found on ship 2, and I also heard ship 6 and ship 7. I could be wrong, but ship 2 mostly have a lot of the English speaking players there. Now once you click on the ship, you remember what I told you, your Sega ID. Now this is my normal primary Sega ID. Remember what I told you, your Sega ID is important. You save it, you lock away, you put it somewhere. So once you got your Sega ID, you put in your password and you hit log in. Another thing too, the proxy is important for the simple fact is, when you go to the ship, see, we're in here now. We have the character select screen, and you select our character, and that's pretty much it. A thing I want y'all guys to keep in mind, which I'm going to exit back here real quick, because I forgot to tell you guys how important it is to have the proxy link placed in. Now you see where you see the ships and it says normal. If you don't have the proxy link pasted into your tweaker, all these words that says normal will say unknown. That's why it's important to have the proxy, because you won't be able to access anything. So remember, go to the proxy website that I posted in the description, copy it, and then paste it into the proxy URL, and then you're pretty much done. This wraps everything up for the Phantasy Star Online 2 installation tutorial. I hope it was useful. If you guys have questions, I will try the best of my ability to answer it, but the site pretty much explains everything for you. It's very simple, it's very easy. Now if you having like technical issues, that's something that's beyond my control. You would have to troubleshoot and go through it yourself. But other than that, hopefully we got all of us can get together, play the game, have fun, be able to play with me, my brother Kosharo, my brother Eden Zell, my friend Zero, and the rest of the gang, and we can try to at least get a YouTube group going on and you know, knock out a couple multi-party quests and everything. So this wraps everything up. This is MugenLord signing off.